Okay. So the Easy STO app is the app that measures the stochastic indicator. And you can go to the watch list and add in whatever pairs you want. You know, you don't need a whole lot, but it's just an alert that goes off when something is going to be overbought or oversold. So for example, I see GBP JPY. Do you have your chart up by chance, or would you just want to follow mine?
I'd rather follow yours.
Okay. So anytime that I'm trading, I'm always going to have because I just can't do it on I can look at the phone, but I'm not going to place trades. I'm not going to be charting off of my phone because it's just too small. My eyes need to see a little bit more expansion. So I'm going to use my app first just to get an indicator of, all right, I see GBP, JPY. Under the daily, it's telling me the level is at 96. So that means that this is about to come down.
Yes, it's overbought.
About to come, right. So when you go, hold on. Right, so if it's overbought, that means at some point it's going to come down. Now, the levels that we have set on the Easy STO app are 15 for oversold and 85 for overbought. What that means is anytime that the levels get below 15, then that means we need to start getting in position to place a buy.
15 and below.
15 and below means it's oversold. It's about to turn back up. And we need to start thinking about putting in a buy order or a buy stop order. If it's in the other condition, let's say it's I see something red on the Easy STO. Let's say, because right now the GBP JPY is at a 96. All right, and I'm going to show you what that looks like on the stochastic app. So I'm going to look at this first to follow my red or follow my green to see which do I want to do. And in this particular example that I'm going to show you, GBP JPY is at a 96. So that means I need to get in position for a sell. Just a moment, just a moment. So now I'm going to go over to my chart. Let me share my screen with you just a moment. I'm going to go over to my chart so I can see. I choose Hugo's Way. You can choose whichever you want. Whichever one you want is fine. And up here, just so you can have some idea of things that we're going to be working with, we've got the crosshair is here, just to look on the menu. We've got the vertical line, we've got our horizontal line, and the biggest thing we're going to work on right now is the Fibonacci retracement. You are going to love this.
The crosshair is the cross.
The crosshair, yep, is right here, and that's going to measure your candlesticks.
Yes.
Got that, okay? And the vertical line, the horizontal line, is just going to give you a little bit more precision so that you can see where you need to place lines on your chart. And vertical and horizontal are right here. And we're going to do the Fibonacci retracement. So I'm going to show you how you can use the Fibonacci retracement any time of the day, couple it with this app, this Easy STO app, so you can see when will be a good time to get in and out of the market. Okay? Do you have pen and paper ready? Because we're going to do some numbers here.
Oh, I have some notebook I've been writing.
Perfect. All right. So remember, all the time you want to use a journal. And my journal just looks like a regular notebook. And it's going to have the date that I put the trade in. It's going to put the pair that I'm working with. It's going to put either a buy or a sell. I'm going to just write it. This is all handwritten. A buy or a sell. How much lot size I used. And then when it either takes profit or it hits the stop loss, at that last column, I'm just going to do the performance of the money. What happened with the money? So that way you can always journal everything. And let's say that was a Fibonacci, then I'll just write like 96 and put a circle around it, because that lets me know that I use the Easy STO app. you know, or maybe whatever like whatever the numbers were, like if it was 85 or if it was a 5, I would put in there. That would let Lorie know what trigger or what was the source of that particular trade. If it was a swipe trade, then maybe on the margin, I would just put swipe trade. Okay? That way you'll know where that particular trade came from and you can measure it. So every time
you're writing this in your notebook. You're not putting it on the metaphor chart.
I'm writing it in a notebook. Yep.
Okay.
I'm old school. I need to see things visually. And if I have to take the time to get another computer and put it on an Excel spreadsheet, you know, that to me, that doesn't work for Lorie. That may work for some others where they have different computer systems where they put in their recordings of what they did. I just like to write. I'm a pen and paper girl. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
So it's up to you, just as long as you journal it. Also, make sure that you have an idea. Every great trader has a plan. If you're going to trade 5% profit per day, or if you're going to trade 50 pips a day, stick to it and then get out of the market, because otherwise you're going to be in the market too long and you're just going to be feeling like you're married to the charts and you have to just stay there and watch it. If you're placing these trades accordingly, then I'm going to show you how you can place maybe 2 or 3 of these tops a day, and you're good to go. Because if you did it, I'm going to show you here how to get 20, just minimum 20 pip profit. If you did that 3 times, you made 60 pips today. And depending on whatever your lot size is, you could do pretty good if you did 600 a day. Let's just say if you did, you know, $1. What if you did $600 a day, 5 days a week?
Wow.
Okay, so I want you to look at it that way. That's the reason why you have to have a plan in action, because if you're just trading just to be trading and just taking swipe trades whenever, you're in reaction mode, and you don't want to be in reaction mode. You don't want to chase the market. All right, you want to go after what you need and set it and forget it. So let's get busy. So I'm going to show you what I look at. So let's say, for example, this is just an example that we're using for this particular pair. So when I looked at GBP, JPY, I saw that the levels were at 96. That's letting me know the market is turning back around on that daily chart. So I'm going to look up here.
This to the far right? Oh.
So look over here. You're going to look at your pairs over here and look for GBP, JPY. Click it and drag it into the field. So you've got it, GBP, JPY. And you have your time slots up here, 1 minute, 5 minute chart, 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. We're looking at the daily chart.
Yes.
You're looking at it are the candlestick performances up here for each day. So today, of course, it's not finished yet because it's only 9:48 in the morning. But this is yesterday's performance. This was the day before. So every day, this is a candlestick performance. If I looked at the hour chart, then that just shows each hour. Every hour on the hour, it's going to finish a candle and start a new one. All right, so D1. Let's move this over. Now, if you need to up here, you see this up here? This shifts your chart. You look at this candle right here, not candle, but this button, because you always want to make sure that you're always at the furthest right here.
Where you on the top? Are you in the top of the screen?
Shift end of chart from right to border. That way you're always at the current candlestick. Yeah, so you just click that.
Where are you?
At the top, on the top bar here.
Where that red thing is? Red dot?
Yep. So you just click that just so you can see where you are currently. All right, so if you are going in an uptrend, if you see that this is going in an uptrend, right? You see that clearly, right?
Yeah, let me look at the end. And
look at your stochastic app is here, and your stochastic levels.
Oh, yes. Are already
are 85 and 15. Remember, just like on our app, we've got 15 and 85. 15 on the bottom and 85. So let's look at this on a vertical level to just match everything up. We're seeing right now that the stochastic app showed us we're at about a 96. It's over the 85, right? Here we are. And you see it turning a little bit downward.
You're looking at the
Stochastic indicator.
Oh, those two lines. It's going up. Wow.
Right. So it's going to stay in that movement. Now remember, this is a daily, so it moves slower. It's not going to move every second. So it's slower. So you got time. And it still could move up a little bit more, but at this point we already see it's turning red up here. So we're feeling pretty good that that app is pretty much right, that it's about to come down. We just need to see where can I take profit in between here, all right, and where it's coming down.
Yeah.
That's what the Fibonacci retracement is going to allow you to do for more precision. So let's take a look at this Fibonacci retracement tool right up here. You're going to click on it.
Is that where the candlesticks are, or no? Down here.
Right up here. At
The green and the red lines.
I don't know what color it is on yours, but you see where my on the bar here. This is where your Fibonacci retracement tool is.
I'm looking for your pointer.
I'm up here. I'm up here, the top left.
Oh, top left. Okay.
Yeah, up here.
Yeah, now I see.
Okay, so this is your Fibonacci retracement. You click on that, and what you're going to do is you're going to look for your recent lowest point. And my recent lowest point is right here. Now I'm going to look for my highest point, which is, of course, wherever the current trade is trending right now, which is up here. So if we're going to go from the highest to lowest, I need to take my Fibonacci retracement tool and pull it. And you're just going to click on it and drag it up. From all you're doing is touching high point to low point. Excuse me, low point to high point. Okay.
So you are over to the far right now. Oh no, you're over at the top. Where the candlesticks are.
So I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna pull the Fibonacci retracement. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna look for my lowest point. I don't need to go back this far over here. I'm going to go right here where the market is making a shift and change. It was going down, down, down. Now it's going up. So this is my lowest point right here from the change. Take it across. You see the crosshairs right there. Take it from the bottom and drag it to the top point. And get off the mouse. That's the Fibonacci retracement tool. This is going to give you levels of precision, so you'll know where does my take profit need to be based upon this particular trade.
23.6 probably.
Right. Nope. You're going to look at between 38.2 and 50. For me, I like the 38 line. Now remember when we talked about yesterday, we talked, and I think this is a clear example to show you. If you look at these vertical lines, and I'm going to place a horizontal line on the 38, and I'm going to place one on the 50. Market says I'm going to come back to one of these lines at some point because it has gone there before, hasn't it? Look in the past. It's gone there in the past, right? So remember the example I said yesterday as far as when you leave the house, you're going to go to the store, you're going to see your girlfriend, you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to go to the movies, you're going to go get a massage, you're going to do all this, but you need to come back home. Home is between your 38 and your 50 mark.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So that means you don't need to watch the market anymore. The market's going to do what it needs to do, but history says I'm coming back to at least the 38 or the 50 mark.
Yes.
Because history has gone here before. We've been home before, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. So right now the market is up here. The market is up here and is about to come down. We
Yes.
need to set your take profit for a minimum of this 38 price right here.
Yes.
You got it? I feel you getting it. I feel it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, I like 38 simply because the market could get down to the 38 and then bounce back up. It could get to the 50, but I'm not a huge risk taker to wait for that. I'd rather go for a little bit, take the bag, and be comfortable with that. This is how you know that you can at least get profit on the 38 instead of waiting for it to get to the 50 line.
It may never get there.
I'm not saying never, because it's been there before. But if you want to at least have a little bit more comfort as you're doing your personal day, it's going to at least get back to this 38.
Yeah.
You got me? All right. So let's look at a piece of paper now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a couple of things. I'm going to need my entry number. I'm going to need my take profit, and I'm going to need my stop loss, right? So we need to fill these blanks in. So my 38 line is going to be my take profit figure. So that take profit is showing 147.028. Do you see that?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now we got to work backwards. Okay, so we're anticipating, not right now, because I could do a market execution right now. I could. It's showing red, and I would feel okay with doing a market execution sell right now.
Sell at market.
Okay, so let's measure. How much pips would that be between here and the 38? Let's take the crosshair and see. Between here and the 38, that is 194 pips.
Wow. How do you know that? Wait a minute. You just drag it down. Drag that line.
Yep.
The crosshair line.
Yep.
From the 30 to the 38. Wait a minute. From the place where it is at the time down to 38.
Yep. Yes. That's if you want to get in the market like right now. Realize that's on a daily chart. So that could take you to maybe next Monday. Maybe it could take place on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but you've got 190 in here. Now, if your goal is 40 pips a day, don't you think you've made that? Yep, you made that well over.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So what I would do would be at least anticipate, if I'm just looking for 50 pips. Let's say I'm just looking for 50 pips, Nita, and I want to backtrack. I've got my take profit. Now I need to add 50 to that number, so my entry is somewhere like around here, because I want it to be in performance. All right, so 50. So if you add 50 to the take profit, that entry should be 147.52. Are you writing that? You got that?
Hold on. If I add 50 to take profit.
Yep.
The entry price, the take profit line changes.
No, that's not going to change. You keep that the same. So 147.028, that's your anticipated take profit. We want to put in our MetaTrader 4, what's going to be your entry line? Like, when are you getting in the market? Yes, you could do a market execution right now to get in right now. But if you wanted to do a buy limit, a sell limit, that means you are waiting for the market to get at a specific price before it gets into performance.
Right.
So it could go one or two ways here. So let's just say market execution, put it in, and just put your take profit in at 147.028 and let that baby ride down. You could scoop up 190 pips. If you said, I'm going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to wait for the price to come down a little bit to the price of 147.5, that means it's going to be 147. It's going to wait for it to get around here. And then we're just going to scoop up 50 pips. Your choice. See how you can control how much you want. I'm just giving you an example here because we're kind of breezing through it really quickly. All right, so let's just say your entry is 147.5. Remember, we need a stop loss in here.
Yes.
We're not crazy now. We still need a stop loss. So if I know now my entry is around 147.5, I need to set my stop loss at a large enough number, at a safe enough risk, so that, remember, this moves daily, not hourly. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to need some room to move around. 20 may not be enough because it may stop you out. I would say between 40 and 50 pips, around maybe 40. Try 40. It's like you doing a 5-speed. You got to practice on the pedals, you know? You take a look at your personal account and risk on where do you want to put this. And so I would say anywhere between 30 and 50 pips for your stop loss. So that means if it goes in the opposite direction. So I'm going to add 40 to my entry point. So if I add 40 to that, I'm at 147.928. 147.928. All I did was added 40 pips to my entry point. And that is my stop loss. 147.9. 147.9. Okay. So why don't we place that trade so we can see from today what happened, just so you can see an example of how the Fibonacci can work out. I'll definitely take that on. And do it both ways. I want you to put one in as a market execution, as just a sell, and then put one in as a sell limit for this particular pair. And I want you to see how that trended out for you.
Right. You mean now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So I'll make sure that you have all the information. Put it in your demo account, please.
Oh!
Put this in your, because this is your first time doing this. But this is going to be, please put in your demo account.
Oh my gosh. Let me see, because I started training hold on, let me see if it works. Hold on.
Yeah, you know it's going to work.
No,
but
no,
I want you, because I just want you to see how this works out for you.
No, my demo account, because I started trading my real account.
Okay, that's cool.
When I started the real account, the demo was not coming up anymore. Let me see something.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take all these lines away again, just to recap. You've got your crosshairs here to measure your pips, your candlesticks. You've got your vertical and horizontal lines so you can place them on the charts. Just also, if you were to place this horizontal line, let's say down here at the bottom, and you need to move it, double click on it, and that way you can move it around.
Oh my gosh.
Double click on it so you can delete it.
I couldn't do it on your screen, huh?
Do what?
The demo.
Open up you have a demo account on your MetaTrader 4 already.
But when I change over to a live account, it no longer let me into the demo account.
You should always have the demo account unless you deleted it. So
no, it's on here and it's asking me for login and password. But it's problem with
Just create another one. You can create another one.
Oh,
So,
another down.
so if you see this uptrend here, then you're going to look at your lowest point here of the term, because this is went down, market is going down, and now it's going up. This is what you're looking for, the lowest point. Take it, drag it up to the highest point.
Uh-huh.
Now you see some levels here. 38 is your safest line to know. This is where your take profit will come to.
Yes.
All right.
Like take profit 1.
Yeah, exactly. Take profit 2 could be the 50 line.
Yes.
All right. But we want to scoop up the 38 first, because we want to at least get to that mark. Now, wouldn't you feel much better to know that you're setting and forgetting this rather than chasing the market?
Yes. Did you know
rather than waiting for a swipe trade to come through when they feel like it? Here you can do your own charting based off of the app. And I personally like to trust this app a little bit more than trust myself, because I don't feel like going through the market and just saying, oh, let me look at USD CHF. Let me look at GBP USD. That takes too much time. The app is going to save you time, and it's going to give you the indicators of, well, something's overbought, something's oversold. Let me jump on my chart and let me see what's going on. Cool, I can see GBP, JPY. Where'd it go?
So you just put the pairs that you want on your alert list.
I do. You don't need a whole lot. That's what I'm saying. You don't need a lot. And then you
well, how are you getting these lines to come out like that? You just going in and clicking on these lines, these red lines?
This right here?
The red lines you put in where you want to do stuff. Yeah,
the Fibonacci retracement did that. The Fibonacci retracement did that.
Yes. So easy to see.
Exactly. It gives you your lines. So I'm going to put in, you remember, you're going to need your entry point, your stop loss, and your take profit. Your 38 is your take profit. Because the market is coming down,
that's right.
I want to backtrack and just see, where do I personally want my entry number to go? If you want to do a market execution right now, go ahead, toss it in. You may see a little bit of movement back and forth for a little bit. But if you want to wait for it to get into that pocket, into that zone of it coming down to the 38 line, then you move it back 40 pips, 50 pips.
So what you're doing, you're not putting in 38, but you're putting in 146.990.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it just moved a little bit. Yeah, but yes, you see where.
And for the first take profit.
Well, let me put the vertical line on it. It's the horizontal. I'm going to put the horizontal on the 38.
That tells you exactly where to get in.
That's the price that I'm going to do my take profits.
146,845.
Yep.
Wow.
Then I'm going to move accordingly to where do I need to put my entry number in. So you're just going to add the amount of pips that you're looking for there. You could have your quota set for the day at 50 pips. This one trade could be it, and it will set whenever it takes profit. It could be, as I said, it could be Friday, it could be Monday or Tuesday, but you leave it alone. That way you don't have to keep moving back and forth with, let me look at the chart, let me see. Leave it alone. Let it do what it do. If it goes into the red for a little bit, that's cool, but leave it alone to let it take profit or hit the stop loss. It's going to do one or the two.
It's going to come back.
It's going to come back home. Now, if you get close to this 38 line and you start to see, this baby is still going down. It's still going down. Then what you want to do is now you want to secure what you have. Remember, your stop loss was a little bit up here, right?
Yes.
It was like 50. We did it at 40 above the entry. 40 above the entry. And I give you these numbers, guys, because whoever may be listening to the recording, personally, you choose what you want. I said anywhere between 30 and 50 pips for your stop loss because of the amount of movement on the daily chart. It's not a quickie where it's a day chart situation. It's not, you're not scalping. If you're doing scalping, I would say do no more than 20 pips. All right. But 30 to 50, you want to give it enough room when it's moving through the next day or so.
So for a sell, it would be 40 above. No, first, yeah, it would be 40 above entry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's say
how about for the buy? For the buy, same thing. For the buy, it's 40 below entry.
Exactly. Just go in the opposite direction. Yep. Yep. So now let's just say it's down here and it's riding down. Let's say it's Monday and you have gotten close to your take profit. This is when you know you can go back in that trade and now modify your stop loss and bring it down. Bring that stop loss down, all right? Because you want to secure it and minimize your risk, right? You don't need your stop loss up here no more because it's coming down.
Yes.
All right. So when you minimize your risk even more, now you can close that gap, and that should be closer to your entry line at this point.
Yes.
Now your risk has minimized even less, and you can really go to the store and do what you need to do because it's on its way to take profit one. And you may be able to move it down a little bit more past it, closer to where that 50 arena is.
You mean to set your next take profit?
Exactly. So when you go in and modify, you might be doing two things. You might be moving the stop loss down to secure the bag, and you might also be increasing the take profit, decreasing the price, moving your take profit down a little bit more to grab a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So or just be safe and just wait for it to close out, and you got your 50 pips out of that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. So that's cool. So this thing can take days. This can take like.
Yeah. But guess what? You might be doing 2 of these a day. So every single day, you might be seeing a profit. Let's say today you took profit for something you put in on Monday. Tomorrow you might see something that took profit from Tuesday. But get into the practice of at least placing your PIP count for the day. Because if you're looking for 50 a day, I'm not saying it's going to take profit today because you placed it today, unless you do some day trading. But this is a little bit more, a couple of days, and it gives you the assurance that if you do at least 2 of these a day, you should be okay.
How do you know when it, so you would see it on the chart when you turn the Fibonacci on then?
Say that again?
When you turn on your Fibonacci chart
when
is
I place it.
Then you would see, oh, okay, so then you take it off after that, or you just leave it on?
If I don't want it anymore and I need to go back in maybe tomorrow and do another one, you just double click on the corner here and delete. Hit the button delete.
Hold on, well, let me to the left, over to the left.
Yeah.
See something.
Yeah, let me do it again so you can see. You see these red lines, you see this dotted line here?
Oh, no, I'm over there to the far left next to the A, watching to see if you're going to hit that Fibonacci.
Make sure these dotted lines touch. You're going from the bottom.
Where are you? Oh, yes.
Okay, you see this right here? All I did was I double clicked on it to make sure. Let me get over to my highest point. And this dotted line down here is at my lowest point.
So you just click that up line and it made that red line to show you where you are.
Yes. And if I need to make any adjustments to the line, as I said, I want these lines, this dotted line to touch my lowest point and my highest point. Double click on it and you can move it. Whoops.
Move it around.
Yeah, so I want to make sure we're going for precision here. So top and the bottom.
Can you drag it down? You can drag it down. When you drag it, you can show the way you find out how many pips you have is by dragging it back down to see how much numbers are going to come up. So
the crosshair, let's pull the crosshair. Let's say, for example, I wanted to see this particular candlestick, how many pips it is. Drag it from the top to the bottom, about right here. And you see in that middle box, it looks like 2532. It is not 2,532 pips. You take the last number off. It's 253 pips.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Amazing, isn't it? 253 pips in that particular one day that there was performance just off of one pair.
My God.
One pair, right. So I have to end this call right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So quick, but I'm going to drop this recording in a little bit later so that everyone can see this again. Hopefully it's helpful for you. That's the Fibonacci.
Yes, sounds good.
Right.
How do I retrieve the recording later on in the night, this evening?
This afternoon I will have it up. This afternoon I'll have it up so you can take a look at it. But you take a look at the recording that's in mytradinglounge.com.
Yes, it is in this recording is the Trading Lounge right now.
Look under resources so you can get started on what Daniel did already. Finish that video out. And then by this afternoon, you can kind of look back at this one and kind of compare.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Great. You're awesome. Thank you.
I knew you'd get it. All right. I'll talk to you later.
I'm not 100% yet, but
I know you're getting there though. I'm proud of you.
Yes, I'm trying.
All right, love. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye-bye.